Imagine walking into a bank, smiling at the teller, and depositing your hard-earned paycheck. You think your money is safe, growing, and working for you. But what if I told you that behind those polished counters and friendly greetings, banks are quietly using your money in ways you'd never expect? They lend it out, invest it, and profit massively, while you get crumbs in return. Here's the shocking truth. Banks thrive on secrecy. They rely on the fact that most people don't ask questions. They want you to believe that saving money in a bank is the smartest move, when in reality it's often the least profitable. The real winners are the banks themselves, not the customers. In this video, I'll reveal 9 money secrets banks don't want you to know. Secrets that could change how you handle your finances forever. By the end, you'll see the banking system in a whole new light, and you'll know exactly how to protect and grow your wealth outside their hidden traps.
Secret 1.
When you deposit money into your savings account, you might feel secure. But here's the secret. Banks don't just let your money sit there. They immediately lend it out, whether through mortgages, personal loans, or credit cards, charging borrowers interest rates far higher than the tiny percentage they pay you. For example, you might earn 0.01% interest on your savings, while the bank lends your money at 15% on a credit card. That's a massive profit margin. Banks essentially use your money to make money, while you get almost nothing in return. This is why wealthy individuals rarely keep large sums in savings accounts. Instead, they invest in assets that generate real returns. The bank counts on your financial ignorance to keep this cycle going. The takeaway? Don't let banks profit off your deposits while you stay stagnant. Explore investments like index funds, real estate, or even high-yield savings accounts outside traditional banks. Your money should work for you, not just for them.
Secret 2.
Banks love fees. Overdraft fees, maintenance fees, ATM fees, wire transfer fees, the list goes on. These charges may seem small, but they add up to billions in revenue every year. Here's the trick. Banks design their systems to maximize the chance you'll incur fees. For instance, overdraft protection sounds helpful, but it often means you'll pay $35 or more for a single transaction. Monthly maintenance fees punish customers who don't meet minimum balance requirements. Even ATM withdrawals outside their network can cost you $3 to $5 each time. These fees are not about covering costs, they're about profit. Banks know most customers won't fight back or switch institutions. The solution? Always read the fine print. Choose online banks or credit unions that offer fee-free accounts. Automate your finances to avoid overdrafts. And remember, every dollar you save from fees is a dollar you keep in your pocket instead of theirs.
Secret 3.
Credit cards are marketed as tools for convenience and rewards. But banks design them to keep you in debt. The average interest rate on credit cards hovers around 20% or higher. If you carry a balance, you're essentially paying banks huge profits every month. Rewards programs sound appealing, cashback, points, miles, but they're bait. Banks know that most people will spend more chasing rewards than they'll ever earn back. And if you miss a payment, late fees and penalty interest rates kick in, making the debt spiral even worse. Banks don't want you to know that the best way to use a credit card is to pay it off in full every month. That way, you benefit from rewards without falling into their trap. The takeaway? Use credit cards strategically, not emotionally. Treat them as tools, not free money. Otherwise, you'll end up funding the bank's profits instead of building your own wealth.
Secret 4.
When you take out a loan, whether it's a mortgage, car loan, or a student loan, the bank makes sure they win first. The secret lies in amortization schedules. In the early years of a loan, most of your payment goes toward interest, not principal. That means you're paying the bank profit upfront, while your actual debt barely decreases. For example, on a 30-year mortgage, you might spend the first 10 to 15 years mostly paying interest. Banks also add hidden costs through origination fees, closing costs, and insurance requirements. They package loans to look affordable, but the long-term math heavily favors them. The solution: pay extra toward the principal whenever possible. Refinancing to shorter terms can also save thousands in interest. Understanding how loans are structured gives you the power to fight back against the system designed to keep you paying longer.
Secret 5.
Banks encourage you to save money in their accounts, but here's the truth. Your savings are quietly losing value every year due to inflation. If inflation is 4% and your savings account pays 0.5% interest, you're effectively losing 3.5% of your money's purchasing power annually. Over a decade, that's a massive erosion of wealth. Banks don't highlight this because they want you to feel secure. They profit from lending your deposits while you unknowingly watch your money shrink. Smart investors protect themselves by putting money into assets that outpace inflation. Stocks, real estate, or inflation-protected securities. Even high-yield online savings accounts can help, but they still rarely beat inflation. The takeaway? Saving is important for emergencies, but don't rely on savings accounts for long-term growth. Inflation is the silent thief banks never warn you about.
Secret 6.
Banks don't just profit from your money, they profit from your data. Every transaction you make tells them about your habits, preferences, and lifestyle. This information is incredibly valuable. Banks use it to market products, cross-sell loans, and even partner with third-party companies. Your spending data helps them predict what you'll buy next and how likely you are to need credit. Most customers don't realize how much insight banks gain from simple transactions. For example, frequent travel purchases might trigger offers for premium credit cards. Regular overdrafts might prompt helpful loan offers. The solution? Be mindful of how you spend and what patterns you create. Consider using fintech apps or alternative platforms that prioritize privacy. Remember, your data is as valuable as your money, and banks are monetizing both.
Secret 7.
Credit card minimum payments are one of the most deceptive tricks banks use. They make it seem manageable. Just pay $50 this month, and you're fine. But here's the catch. Paying only the minimum keeps you in debt for years. For example, if you owe $5,000 at 20% interest and pay only the minimum, it could take decades to pay off, with thousands lost in interest. Banks design minimum payments to maximize their profits while keeping you hooked. They don't want you to know that paying more, even just double the minimum, can dramatically shorten repayment time and save thousands. The takeaway? Always pay more than the minimum. Treat minimum payments as the bank's trap, not your solution. Break free by budgeting aggressively and attacking debt head-on.
Secret 8.
Banks advertise free checking accounts, but they're rarely truly free. Hidden conditions often apply, like maintaining a minimum balance, setting up direct deposits, or limiting transactions. Fail to meet these and fees kick in. Even when accounts are technically free, banks profit from the money you keep there. They lend it out, invest it, and earn interest, while you earn nothing. Some banks also charge for extras like paper statements, overdraft protection, or wire transfers. These costs can quietly drain your account. The solution? Look for genuinely free accounts at online banks or credit unions. They often have fewer overhead costs and pass savings to customers. Don't assume free means no strings attached.
Secret 9.
The biggest secret of all? Banks rely on you not knowing these secrets. Financial literacy is their enemy. The less you understand, the more they profit. They design complex contracts, bury fees in fine print, and market products as safe or rewarding when they're really traps. Most customers never question it, and that's exactly how banks want it. But once you understand the system, you can beat it. By learning how banks profit, You can make smarter choices, avoiding fees, paying off debt faster, and investing in assets that grow. Knowledge is power, and banks fear informed customers. Don't let them win. Take control of your money and use these secrets to build wealth on your terms. Take control of your money. Subscribe now and unlock the secrets banks don't want you to know.